If you want some tips on having a good holiday when you're out of your area and out of your comfort zone, stay tuned. Before you go, do your research. Find out the things to see, the social norms you're expected to adhere to, and what to stay clear of. Normally, stay clear of politics and religion. A good answer to anything is, well, I don't really know enough about it to have an opinion. Once you know where you're going and what you're going to do, or more importantly, what you're not going to do, it's time to get your gear together. A good start is to sit down and make a list. You can put it on a spreadsheet and update it when you get back in light of experience. Assemble all your gear in one place and then decide on the rucksack or suitcase you're going to use. Fit the container to the gear, not the gear to the container.
As you pack your gear, make a final check to serviceability. In my opinion, every traveller should take a small lightweight rucksack with them. They're just so useful on every type of holiday. The rucksacks can be used to easily get to electronic items at airport security, carry waterproofs and guides in town, and your novel swimming trunks, water bottle and towel on the beach. Don't carry valuables in your rucksack or over-shoulder bag. This is too inviting for thieves who quite often are not adverse to using violence to get your goods.
It doesn't matter if you're in the field or on holiday. Clean, fresh water is a must. If the water is suspect, then buy some clean, fresh water. Buy this in bulk at the supermarket and then decant it down into smaller bottles. It's the bottle you're paying for more than the water. If you wish, fill your small bottles 2/3 full and put them in the freezer, especially if you're in the hot climate and you want to have melted but still cool water during the day. If you don't particularly like drinking water, buy some sort of flavouring. It's easier to drink more water with flavour than it is without. If you're self-catering and you're worried about the state of the vegetables, use bottled water to wash them. It's better to spend a few pennies on clean water than it is to buy a whole load of diarrhea medicine. Be careful in some countries not to use a military-style water bottle. Use an old bottle or two and fill that with water rather than be taken for some sort of mercenary or terrorist. Remember, it's no good just carrying water, you've got to drink it. Stay hydrated. Who are you? You may need to prove it more than once. It's important that you've got your documents, so make a copy of your passport and your medical documents and laminate them. But make sure they're a different size so people know they're a copy and not a replacement. Keep your valuables with you when you're travelling. In a zip-up belt, an inside trouser pocket, a neck pouch or a zipped pocket. If you're wearing a security belt with a zip, place some folded up paper or thin card on the inside so that the zip does not eventually wear a track along the outside of the belt, thus giving its function away. There are lots of different ways of carrying your valuables hidden, but whatever you do, don't carry them in a bag that can be taken away from you easily. However you carry your valuables, don't carry them all in one place. Don't carry your eggs all in one basket. Take a notebook and a pencil, better than a pen because it's not going to freeze and you know when it's going to run out. When you go to a new address or hotel, get the business card so you can show the taxi driver when you want to get home. Speaking of taxis, before you get into the cab, find out how much the fare is going to be and even haggle them down before you actually depart. Have more than one set of currency: cash, cheque,
banker's card, but keep them safe. Talking of safes, if you're going to use a hotel safe, make sure you clear it out before you leave and you use a pass number that you're not going to forget. If you don't want to be robbed, don't go off the beaten track late at night in strange places. Better to be bored in the hotel than bleeding in the hospital or police station. Check you've got sufficient medications for your trip, and it may be a good idea to carry an old prescription with you to prove exactly what your meds are. Don't forget your medical card and medical insurance. If you're having a beach holiday, make sure you've got the right amount of sun cream of the right strength and that it's in date. If you've got any from last year, just ditch it. Or better still, at the end of your holiday, leave the sun cream for somebody else. To stay out of trouble, wear inoffensive t-shirts and clothes. Things like shamags have political and social meanings in various countries. Have a sun hat and a bandana. Take a tote bag with you, or even buy a linen bag from the local supermarket for carrying all the junk to and from the beach. At the beach, see if you can get a discount on your sun lounger by paying in advance for the whole holiday. Most of the time, you don't need much more than some elastoplasts and some white. And if you're really bothered about washing, which you should do more often, take some baby wipes. However, if you're worried about the food, then take a packet of laxatives and some diarrhea meds. And if you do get diarrhea, you need to rehydrate. This you can do yourself. 1 litre of clean water, 6 level teaspoons of sugar and half a teaspoon of salt mixed together, stirred up well and drunk regularly. There's no need to carry huge first aid kits unless you're going out into the jungle or up into the mountains for a long period. Having said you don't need to carry much first aid equipment, don't forget to pack and carry some painkillers. Getting drunk in public is dangerous, especially in Islamic countries where the penalties can be quite severe. You're also leaving yourself open to exploitation and attack, so if you want to get drunk, do it in private, where you're safe. You want your holiday to be fun, so get a translation app for your phone and learn at least please, thank you and hello in the language of the place you're going to. If you stub your toe on a rock, be careful about swearing, especially in English, as it is the universal language. Be polite and learn the local customs. Avoid political words and statements. And if you're going to a place that you're concerned about, make a note of the consular and embassy addresses before you go. Be careful about what you carry on your person, especially knives. Unless you absolutely need them and it's legal, leave them in the hotel or leave them in the bottom of your rucksack. And if you absolutely really must have some sort of blade with you, try buying a wine bottle opening corkscrew. It has a small blade which are useful for opening letters and cutting pieces of string. However, scissors in your wash kit are also a good option, but don't carry them in your hand luggage at the airport. Some items can't be carried in your hand luggage, but can be carried in your suitcase, and some items you can't carry at all. You have to modify your clothing according to the cultural norms of the places you're going to. However, you need to layer your clothing either to keep the heat out or to keep it in. The next big decision is natural fibres or man-made. Both have their advantages. The big difference is it's safer to use natural fibres next to an open fire. So wool is good. It keeps you warm. It keeps you warm when you're wet. Cotton and linen have been used for underwear for centuries because they can be boil washed. However, linen dries faster than cotton, which means if it's drying on your body, it cools you down faster than cotton. Footwear is important, so make sure that your footwear is serviceable, suitable, and the sole of your flip-flops is not going to come off. Check your stuff, check your clothing,
and footwear for serviceability before you leave.
Regardless of where you're going, there's no need to carry the kitchen sink. Just about everywhere you can buy needles, threads, glue and batteries. Please add any tips you have in the comments section below. It would be great if you liked and subscribed.
Get prepared. Get out there. Enjoy yourself. Stay safe.